Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Nuts and Butts.
We out here.
Yeah, we're posted on the corner.
You know what it is.
Grown and sexy.
Grown people music. Will's gonna play some grown people music for us today.
Oh, you betcha.
We also are gonna have a surprise guest coming later.
After the break, we got a surprise
After the
guest.
break, so hold tight. But until then, we've got quite a list here of possible topics to cover. I don't know if we'll be able to get it all in.
Part of what I wanted to talk about was psychoanalysis.
Oh, yeah.
Psychoanalytic theory.
Can I introduce this as the Wikipedia segment of the show?
Sure, because that's mostly where I know the factoids that I do know that aren't about music is from Wikipedia.
Which they should call Wikipedia because of this.
They might as well call it Wikipedia, ladies and gentlemen.
Sound effect. No, like an applause or something. There they are. Yes, thank you. That was a good joke. I came up with it in a previous episode. If you don't remember, listeners. How loyal are our listeners at this point? I'd like to know. Comment down below how many episodes you've tuned in to. Please. We like to hear from the audience. So far, I think I'm the main commenter on our podcast episodes. But now that I'm a member, it's not as cool. So, yeah. Anyway, what does Will have to say about about psychoanalysis? What has he learned from Wikipedia? Wikipedia.
Psychoanalysis? Oh, shit. I feel like on the spot a little bit.
You also mentioned intersubjectivity.
Yeah, well, Freud was an old cokehead.
Yeah.
And he was a sexist, and he was coked up, but he had some ideas.
Yeah.
That I find titillating, to say the least.
Nice.
Titillating.
I'm sure Freud would appreciate that you said titillating.
Perhaps he would. Perhaps you're right.
Have you ever felt like someone was psychoanalyzing you without your permission?
No, have felt that people were looking at me funny and judging me, though.
But not by
and I don't like
questions
that feeling. Maybe some questions in the past have been asked.
Because I can't think of a good example, but I do feel like sometimes it feels like people are trying to get in your head.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hopefully they aren't.
I think they're just trying to get to know you. Because I'm kind of hard to get to know. I have a cornucopia of personality, bubbliness, and fun, but it doesn't come out unless I'm comfortable with the person. So for the first part of knowing me, I seem pretty boring and just like I have no personality, I think. I feel self-conscious about new people for that reason.
I feel very self-conscious about meeting new people as well, you know? And I don't see myself as being good at introducing myself or meeting people or talking about myself. So it's almost something I avoid.
Yeah, I think I just don't have down
Kind of fucked up.
how to make a good first impression. Like sometimes I do, without trying if I'm just in the right mood. But I don't know how to turn it on. And just show people who I am, what I'm about. I want to practice being more authentically myself this year. And stop being afraid to express myself.
Nice.
Because of society's expectations of me.
Dude, society makes me repress
Oh, so much repression, you guys.
negative emotions and internalize negativity
Oh,
throughout the
lots
day.
of internalization.
There's so much psychic toxicity out there, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh, toxic. Ooh, that's toxic.
Toxic doo-doo.
Dodo.
Doo-doo.
Do you have the toilet sound? Dodo. Yeah. So, should we mention the Jensen portfolio?
I think at this time,
Do you think the audience is ready?
well, there goes the toilet again.
How'd that happen? None of us touched the button just then.
It's a long sound effect.
Oh, it was just like somebody had to do a second flush.
It's like a long flush.
But it sounded like
Like a
the
big-
first one finished, and they had to try a second one. That
It
was
just
like
kept going a little bit.
They're overflowing the toilet, I think, in this sound effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But the Jensen portfolio, getting back to that, it's something from way back in the day, a couple of years back, when, and around the time I got my car, which we might go into later, so I might be looking into getting a new set of wheels.
Oh, yeah. It might be the end of an era.
Yeah, the end of an era, ladies and gentlemen.
But at the beginning of the era, what happened?
We, at my house, were sent mail that was intended for our next door neighbors. And it was an investment portfolio. It's details, financial details about an investment portfolio. And at one point,
Open the mail?
I don't know if I did. It was something that was like come upon while helping my mom clean her office out.
So there was just this old investment portfolio lying around
Yeah.
that wasn't intended for your household.
Yeah, but I felt it seemed like something could be done creatively with it, and it inspired me.
It's got a really good name. It was called the Jensen Portfolio, correct?
Yeah. But it inspired me, like, to make a ton of short films. And so I'm interested in making some more short films.
Short films. Will does some cool things with cameras
Yeah, with the iMovie
and the effects and
a
whatnot.
couple different
Yeah.
applications.
As you can see, based on the visuals of our podcast episodes, Will is good at visually making stuff cool.
Yeah, I like to, mess around.
Yeah, the Jensen Portfolio is just a bunch of messing around, but it felt really meaningful, and it still does feel like a significant project. I've been part of some of the Jensen Portfolio short films, or at least one of them.
But there has been, like, psychic toxicity that has, prevented further development.
That is true.
Negativity
Some
has no
some
place.
negative
in
feedback
the Jensen
can
portfolio.
sometimes halt the creative process
And, like,
if you get the
exploration.
feedback too early.
Yeah, or if you, seek validation,
Yeah, I
from
think
what you're doing.
I think that's setting yourself up
That's always
to
seeking
be disappointed.
validation is setting yourself up to be disappointed.
And disappointment is not fun. But you guys, you're valid. We're all valid.
We accept you guys.
You should validate yourselves.
Every day.
Give yourselves a pat on the back.
With spiritual affirmations.
Check it out.
I couldn't find the clapping. I was trying to... I don't understand this. I was trying to... That's for you guys, patting yourself on the back. Good job. You're valid. There was something you mentioned, Will, earlier that we could talk about, and I'm curious as to what you have to say on it. I just wrote down the quote, commodification of the spiritual.
It was something I heard about on Joe Rogan.
Oh, Joro?
Yeah. Through Cornell West.
Mm-hmm.
And he would be talking about incongruity and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
This is like buying spiritual items? You mean like that?
Well, kind of. How, like, I don't know. Like selling spiritual things.
Yeah. Selling and buying.
Selling parts of yourself.
Spiritual. Oh, the spirit? Yeah.
Selling your soul. I don't know.
Selling your soul.
It's not
That's... I want to know how to do it because I'm really hard up for some cash right now.
Oh,
Devil, if you're out there.
man. Don't talk directly to the devil through the podcast. That is one of the rules of the podcast. That is one of the rules.
I'm sorry.
As of now.
I'm just kidding.
But we got some time left, ladies and gentlemen, and so I think we might need to take a little break so that we find out whether or not we're going to get a guest.
We got to see about our guest,
not?
potential guest. Can you guess who the guest is?
It's the same guest as last time.
Hey, you didn't let them guess the guest.
Super hot fire.
You guys are giving me anxiety.
I'm giving it straight to you.
joshing you.
Do you know the difference between lay and lie?
Lay and lie.
I learned recently.
You lie on the ground and you lay down something.
Yeah.
You lay something
So you
on
can
the
lay
ground.
my body down,
Yeah.
but you lie
Okay.
down.
Whatever you guys say.
I was really good at grammar.
This is
because
one
I
that
kind of love rules.
This is one I've been thinking about a lot recently. Everybody's like always having a hard time like when you're the group possessive, whatever. Everyone's always like, my sister and I's
Mhm.
ice cream or party.
Me and my sisters.
I think, yeah, everyone's, in school you learn you're supposed to say blah, 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 and I. But with that one, I think, grammatically, it's easier and makes more sense if you say me and my sisters.
Just go for it.
Just go for me and my, everybody's always
I
making
have-
it overcomplicated.
I have learned to lighten up when it comes to the grammar rules. Like, I don't make myself enforce every rule like I used to on myself.
That's good.
I used to try to be correct at all times. And now I just let it go.
Well, I think
Let
rules
it
are
flow.
important,
I do like
but
rules.
only ones that make
I'm an
sense.
anarchist, but I
claim the right
enjoy
to be
rules
wrong.
sometimes. Like at work, I take the rules really seriously. I'm like a real nerd.
What kind of jobs?
Like restaurant jobs, like jobs people don't take seriously. I'm like, you guys, we're not supposed to do it that way. Like,
Yeah, and lives are at stake at a restaurant job.
it's true because of health and safety, sanitation.
Yeah, people People die all the time of like listeria and shit like that.
Yeah, I had my California food handlers certificate at one point. It's expired or whatever now, I'm sure. I can't handle food in California anymore, but
I
at one
can't
point I could have.
I've never been to
And
California.
I did.
Oh, but you.
I went when I was young.
But I'm the special guest, and you guys didn't introduce me as a person last week. We just introduced me and my nickname, and it was my first hearing of it.
Yeah.
This is
we
this
gotta
is Owen.
say, hey.
So introduce me.
This is Owen.
Introduce me
O-Dog.
as a person.
O-Dog.
You want to be doxxed?
No, sum me up though.
He's like
I'm a Leo.
I was going to say that because you also have lion hair.
I have for 20 years now. That's when I started growing my hair long. 20 years ago. Never cut it short. I did cut it shorter. And they trim it.
Yeah, you've had haircuts in the last 20 years. What do you have to say, Will?
O-Dog is my one of my best buds. We go way back to back in the day in cinema ethics.
Way back in the back in the back of the
Way
back.
back in the
We've
back
been
in
in
the
a
back of
cinema
the back of the
ethics
day.
class. Isn't that kind of cool?
Which
Cinema
ethics?
ethics. Cinema
Ethics.
ethics.
Cinema. Oh, that is fun.
So
Very
we
fitting.
watch movies and write or documentaries mostly. Like
Various kinds of films.
yeah, various kinds of films, various kinds of papers that you would write about them.
Fiction
Ethics.
and non-fiction
Ethics.
films.
I took an ethics class.
Rushworth Kidder.
Yeah, I got that book back for you. That Rushworth Kidder book.
Oh, good.
Rushworth.
You got the
That's
book
a fun
back.
name.
Got that book back.
Yeah, what were some of the movies we watched? The Thin Blue Line, I remember that one. The documentary.
The Fog of War. I
Yeah,
remember that. Hoop Dreams.
Hoop Dreams.
Yeah, we watched part of that in my documentary film class.
Oh,
Cool, yeah. Yeah, those were all 3 documentaries. Godfrey Reggio did The Thin Blue Line. It's like about a murder case. It's like
Will's providing new sound effects.
we watched speaking of true crime documentaries, I got The Staircase at the thrift store, the original Staircase documentary about Michael
Oh.
Peterson. And that's what I forgot to talk about on my last appearance, that I was on Tim Heidecker's podcast a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
How?
He has a call-in show,
Okay.
so people from all over the world are on the show every week.
What were you talking about?
Well, they do a segment called City of the Day, where they do like a commercial parody song, jingle, and ad read. It's like a fake ad. It's like a parody, usually written by DJ Doug Pound.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, they have like a featured guest, and whatever city they're calling in from is the city of the day.
City of the Day.
And so I called into the show, and so like we're backstage in the Zoom room.
Zoom
I was at
room.
work, and then the producer is like chatting with the group chat on the Zoom, and I'm fucking up the podcast. I'm talking about another podcast. Anyway, but
You're
so
fucking
you're
it up.
backstage in the Zoom
Don't
room.
ruin this
You're
one,
group
Owen.
chatting,
You're gonna ruin it.
and the producer of the podcast is in the chat. It's a live show,
You've
broadcast live,
already
live
ruined
streamed.
Yes.
2 podcasts.
And so
by my count. No, I'm
he
kidding.
private messaged me. The producer private messaged me because I'm on the video chat.
Right.
And I looked crazy like I am, and I was sharpening my chainsaw because I was at work. And I had to pretend like I was doing work so that if somebody walked in on me in my little office, and so I was on my lunch break at first, but it started taking a while, and so that's when I started sharpening the chainsaw just to have work to do. And so anyway, he private messaged me and was like, "You seem like a fun guy. Want to be city of the day?"
Oh, that's fun.
Whoa.
And
And
so
you
Sweet.
were.
yeah, they called in, and so I was at my park. So I said the town the park was in, and not the town that I live in.
Oh.
Nice.
And you've mentioned what state you're in before on previous episodes, right? I can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they had a surprise guest on the show, and it was Zach Galifianakis,
Oh, yeah.
who's like the only like Raleigh, North Carolina celebrity.
Zach Galifianakis.
So like it was pretty serendipitous.
That is.
Isn't Chang
serendipitous.
from Community from North Carolina?
He went to UNC. He's not from North
He
Carolina.
just lived here at one point.
Yeah, but yeah, Zach G. He's a Raleigh.
I know
born and
about
bred.
I think he still owns property in this state.
He is, and so they talked about that on the show, and but every time they have a guest from North Carolina on, somebody mentions the staircase, and then they always forget that the last time, because they didn't even let me talk about it. I had written down the reason. Oh my god, I'm
Yeah,
rambling.
you're going to ruin it, this podcast. What is this staircase thing? Is it about a murder?
It's a true. Yeah, it was like
True crime?
at the dawn of true crime, and
Somebody pushed somebody else down the staircase?
precisely, it's like the only thing people. So the point of the whole story was that the only reference point that like Hollywood
Staircases
weirdos have for
don't
North
kill
Carolina
people.
is that the staircase happened here.
Staircase.
But for me, the craziest thing about the staircase is the owl theory. That's my favorite part of the staircase. Not that it's a good thing at all, but you guys know the owl theory?
No.
Well, so like Michael Peterson went to jail for years. He was convicted of having pushed her down the staircase.
But you
Right.
think it was an owl.
Well, no, I don't think. I don't know what's real or not.
That would be false crime.
But there was like a forensic scientist who, had this theory about an owl, and it was credible based on like the stuff I've seen in the media.
What did the owl do in the theory?
The owl attacked her while she was outside, and then she ran inside and lost so much blood that she fell down the stairs.
Ah.
And there was a migration of barred owls at the time.
Who cooks for you?
And
Oh, shit.
so I
Peter,
recently got
Peter.
promoted in my job at the parks. I work at a certain county parks now. I mean, I haven't been doing so for almost a year now, but I've been promoted.
Woo!
Congratulations.
And so usually when I'm working alone at my parks, and I've been landscaping most of my career, I work outside, but almost 99% of the time I'm in the headphones and listening to crap. For years it used to be mainly music, but now I'm a podcast listening scum.
Oh, we hate
I'm a
podcast listeners.
degenerate, and I listen to podcasts and pretend like the hosts are my friends. I
I'm
hate
sorry,
having
but are you
coworkers.
saying that our listeners are not my friends?
I think you should think of yourself as a friend to yourself, even to those friends. Everybody else, who gets
You guys are my friends. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, you guys are my friends. This is awesome. Friendship time.
Friendship time.
Anyway, was I driving at some sort of point?
I just asked what you talked about on the podcast that you were on. And a lot
But now
happened
that's
after
this
that.
podcast.
Well, yeah, there was a lot to talk about.
The staircase,
The
for one.
Staircase was at the dawn of the true crime, which is one of the main leading podcast genres.
But where was it? Was it Wilmington?
Durham.
Durham.
Yeah. Raleigh, Durham.
I can't say that story's at the tip of my memory, but I do remember hearing it one time.
Yeah.
During my true crime phase.
Yeah. True crime is so crazy. But I love hearing fucked up stories. Disasters are another special interest of mine.
I think
Like natural disasters? Natty
Any
D's?
kind. Any kind.
I kind of don't like
don't think I
fucked
like
up
disasters.
stories other than bizarre art stuff.
I like really weird things.
Personally, I don't like seeing people get hurt. You know,
If it's ironic,
Yeah.
like in a funny way, sometimes I'll appreciate it. But like, in the dark humor way.
there's a dark humor.
But do you
to
like
people
prank
getting
comedy
hurt.
and?
I guess America's Funniest Home Videos, like, sometimes people get hurt. And I'll just be like, shit.
I love
Don't
to
feel
see
bad.
that
Only if it looks really funny. Or
Yeah.
if they were doing something obnoxious before it happened.
And then it's like karma.
Yeah.
stuff. I love seeing people get wiped out when they're doing something I would never do. But if they're doing something I do every day, that's when it's disturbing.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I mean, I don't know people who do that.
Do you remember, though, the AFV,
I don't know
America's
no one
Funniest Home
who does
Videos,
that.
where the guy with the gray hair that was the host? The Christmas episode, there was like a baby sliding backwards on his
Tom
belly down the
Bergeron?
stairs. But they put his face on the baby bouncing down the stairs, and it was so
Oh,
funny
shit.
looking.
I love it when they put like, adults' faces on it.
Yeah, adult faces on babies' bodies is pretty funny.
Like
When
Little
the head
Man.
is like
Do you
big.
remember Little Man? That movie?
Vaguely.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Wayans movie other than ones where they appeared in other people's movies, so I don't know all their names. I know there's like a dad and sons, right? Who are the Wayans?
Martin?
Martin?
Is there a Martin?
Oh,
Marlon.
fuck, I don't
Marlon.
know.
Martin Lawrence?
I don't know.
Marlon?
Marlon Wayans? Is he the elder one?
Damon.
Damon? Is he the elder one?
Marlon.
Who's in I'm Gonna Get You, Sucka? I haven't seen any of these movies.
Oh, that's a different one. that
Who's
I
in
forgot about.
Little Man?
It's either Damon or Marlon.
Oh my god. We gotta delete that part.
What? Are you being
We could
racist
just
right
look
now?
it up. No, I mean,
You're being totally racist.
Or we
right
could
now.
ask. I hate to say it.
let's talk
I just
about some
wonder if
movies
Reggie
we
would
have
know.
seen.
Maybe.
So just Godfrey Reggio's The Thin Blue Line, or other. Oh, we saw The Verdict in that, and Quiz Show. Yeah, we watched some like dramas, fiction, in cinema ethics, the class where we met. Oh yeah, we were talking about how we knew each other.
Yeah.
That's how I got on the staircase.
Because you wanted to talk about you as a person.
Yeah, we wanted to talk about me as
Who
well.
you are. You're on the podcast. Do you guys feel like you know our guests now?
Well, I want to talk about Will a little bit.
You
Oh.
do?
We've known each other, like he said, since high school. That was a high school class.
Sometimes
Woo.
I think back on those days, the halcyon days of my youth, and I reflect.
I say fuck those days. I think today's the best time.
What about the future, though?
The future's even better.
Yeah. Think about the future!
Yeah, like Jack Nicholson said in Batman.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Tim Burton movie?
That was in the podcast.
Big Fish.
Big Fish is a really good one. I think, I feel like there's a continuum. Forrest Gump, Big Fish, Benjamin Button. Those are like three movies that form a triad. Which do you prefer out of those three?
What is the three again?
Absolutely
Forrest
Big
Gump,
Fish.
Big Fish, and Benjamin Button. Yeah, they're really similar, though. You see what I'm saying, right?
Kind of, but I feel like Big Fish like pulled it off.
I think Big Fish is the best one, too.
Oh.
It's the one I've seen least recently, though.
Yeah.
Does it have DeVito? Is he in the circus?
Yes, of course. He has to be. He is a ringleader.
I believe so.
He's also in Dumbo. Tim Burton's Dumbo.
Mhm.
Oh my god, Tim Burton movies. Can't believe we're talking about them. I brought it up.
Yeah, I hadn't heard him mentioned in a minute.
So he's like more relevant than ever because he produced and directed the Wednesday Addams series on Netflix. That's a big hit.
Oh,
My friend,
I didn't even realize that.
my friend that I want to introduce you to made me watch it.
Oh.
It was better than I was expecting.
I watched some of that with Morgan one
We should
time.
have Morgan on the podcast. And the friend I was... But, Burton.
Tim.
Driving at about him. What were
You
we
asked
saying?
our favorite
Dumbo.
Tim Burton movie.
I heard another podcast I've been obsessed with was talking about the Dumbo movie. And it sounded so compelling that I paused the podcast because I want to watch it. It made me not want to have spoilers.
Like a new Dumbo movie?
Tim Burton's Dumbo from a couple years ago.
Ah, I
Because
don't
it's one
remember.
of those Disney live action movies, but apparently it's like... Because, Dumbo's like a really short movie. It's like 65 minutes or something like that. So in Tim Burton's Dumbo, they cover the whole plot of Dumbo, and then there's another whole act of additional material.
Is there that?
And it's got Michael Keaton and Danny DeVito in it, and it's directed by Tim Burton. So I was like, I kind of want to see that actually.
Yeah.
Is there that psychedelic scene with all the elephants?
No, they did. They
Dancing?
cut the pink
The
elephants.
pachyderms?
Yeah, that's like the part about. I
Pink
haven't
pachyderms?
seen Dumbo since I was a toddler.
That was pretty
I have no
creepy,
idea what the fuck
psychedelic
happens in Dumbo.
Yeah, I haven't
scene.
seen it since I was very little. I don't remember
It's
it.
kind of creepy with the.
But I do have a friend whose mom was in
pachyderms.
prison, and she really loves that movie because Dumbo's mom was locked up. It's kind of sweet.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, parent-child stuff can really get to me in movies.
Bambi, forget about it.
Oh shit.
You know?
Yeah, I mean
We
everybody.
watched Hercules the other night. That's not very traumatic. It's just a good romp.
A good romp.
Hercules was pretty good.
I haven't seen that one in a long, long time either. It wasn't one of my on repeats.
I've probably watched it 7 times in my whole life. At a lot of different ages. And it has evolved with me. I know it was super important to me just because in my elementary school they had a big cardboard model, 3D model of the Hydra hanging
Oh
over
shit.
the self-checkout area the entire time because they got it from McDonald's after McDonald's was getting rid of it. They were like, oh well, that's related to literature. Hercules.
Yeah.
We'll put it in the library. Sorry, I burped into the mic.
Yeah, we'll be back in a minute.
But oh wait, I want to say my favorite Tim Burton movie.
Oh yeah, what's yours?
Mine is Mars Attacks.
Ah, that I saw way too young.
Me
Me
too.
too.
It freaked me
The
fuck
finger
out.
biting scene.
For me, it was just when Jack Black turned into a skeleton.
I think the faces for me.
It was the finger biting.
Yeah, but that movie is supposed to be traumatizing, and it succeeded, and it rules.
I
And
want to
it's a
watch it
litmus
again.
test for me with people. If they can't, sometimes I'll show it to people, and if they can't handle it, it's maybe we shouldn't watch movies together.
I could see that.
But we'll be back in a minute with some musical entertainment.
Oh, we ran out
Oh.
of beatsies.
Yeah, we taking a break.
Pew
Oh, good.
pew.
Thank you, Will, for guiding the ship. Thank you, Captain Will.
That's the picture for the group chat. I love it.
I didn't shower the entire time we were in New York, so that was in our last night. It was grody at that point. Because I'm the straightest man alive, but have you seen Let's Listen to New York? All 5 of us and one of their boyfriends. There was 6 people. We went to New York for 5 days.
Wow.
It was awesome. Well, it wasn't awesome for the couple, but they broke up.
Oh no, during the trip?
Yeah, because the boyfriend who doesn't live with us, he's in the National Guard, so it's already a little sketchy, right? Well, he had a racially charged, violent incident where he tried to, and got his ass kicked, tried to beat up the black bouncer at the gay bar hanging out. Because he thought he heard him say faggot.
Oh
Daisy.
Oh,
Oh, so
hello.
have they been hearing all of our conversations?
Maybe some of it.
No, I think you just started it, right?
Oh, I was recording my guitarist.
Yeah.
Oh, that whole time.
I heard some of the stuff
Maybe.
about my New
It's
York trip.
possible.
I met Michael Imperioli on the streets of Manhattan.
Who's that?
You know Christopher from The Sopranos?
No, I've only seen like the first episode of The Sopranos.
You do?
I think so.
He's also in Goodfellas.
Wait, who was he in Goodfellas?
He's just in one scene.
Oh.
He's like the bartender. Yeah, he shoots him in the foot.
Where he's like, "You think I'm funny?" Or is it maybe that's different?
It's a scene like that one. I don't know if it's that one.
Nah.
No, because
There's
when he
no
says, "You think
shooting."
I'm funny," he's saying that to Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
But it's a scene where he gets way too mad like that.
This is pretty cool.
I love
Yeah.
that movie, yeah.
Maybe we
Yeah.
should-
I tried to make a screenplay similar to that ended up being my Mr. Originals or a Hero's Journey screenplay that wasn't anything like a mafia movie.
Hero's Journey.
But it was about my time working at a Greek restaurant. It was a fictional version, but very close to reality, of the night that we hosted a sorority fraternity mixer that was Gatsby themed. And my boss, who was addicted to crack cocaine, had his coke dealers or crack dealers or whatever come and pose as the bouncers for this event. And then they got into a tiff with the frat guys, and then it was just a disaster. And
We got into TIFF Film Festival.
yeah, exactly. They started showing each other their short films, and then there was contention. But I wrote a screenplay about it. I took a screenwriting class one time.
Wow.
Me too.
Will did too.
I did like a really tiny one.
Like a online thing. I also wrote a screenplay about a gnome that ended up framing these girls for crime on a college campus. It was pretty great.
Were there consequences?
The girls got arrested. The gnome got off scot-free.
Did you make it right with them?
No, it was to teach the girls a lesson because they were doing bad things. They were skipping class to go smoke weed in the woods. And so the lesson was that you gotta
the
watch
girls in
out.
the story
You
got
can't
arrested.
skip school.
I thought you were saying
No.
the story got girls at your school
No,
arrested.
in the story, the gnome got the girls arrested.
I was like,
He
did
framed
you ever make
them.
it up to them that you got them arrested?
No, I didn't get anybody arrested.
Yeah, I don't know if I could forgive somebody after they got me arrested.
No, I have a hard time forgiving like really small things. So
Oh, I'm glad it was fiction. It's all okay.
yeah, no, it was a wacky story about a gnome.
I think I've heard that story. Didn't you guys make a recording?
Yeah,
of
there's
it?
a recording.
Take me to the garden and stuff me in your backpack.
Yeah, Will did a good gnome voice for it.
Yeah, one time we did that a dramatic reading of your screenplay one time, and that was really fun.
It was very fun. We should do one of the Mr. Originals, or a hero's journey. A hero's journey.
Yeah. You guys were talking about the Jensen portfolio before?
We were talking about that and how there are some Jensen portfolio short films and there needs to be more.
Well,
Yes, they do. They're damn well do better. Need to be more like how Buchheimer talks a little bit.
what if I told you that this audio file was
part of the-
evidence in the Jensen
Oh
portfolio?
my god.
Yeah, it's like the Jensen portfolio. The idea behind it is that there are things at work that are greater than our understanding.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of mystical forces.
That's what I get from it.
It's like there's something greater. There's something greater out there.
Let the road rise to meet your wheels.
But if we need content, I could talk about longleaf pines. The Order of the Longleaf? That's an honor.
Your dad got it?
He did. He's a great dad.
He must be a good North
Is it a
Carolinian.
reward for being a dad?
Because that's our state tree. But it's an awesome tree. It has its own, like, ecosystem situation. The Southeast used to have tons of it. We used to be covered in longleaf pine savanna, which it's called a savanna because it's got, like, an open canopy. Because the trees are spaced out. And there's a lot of sun that gets in. So there's a lot of herbaceous vegetation that comes in after the vital fire. The longleaf pines need fire for their life cycle. and to thrive and not get overtaken by other species of trees, they have to have fires burn through the understory. And then it makes all this fresh nutrients in the soil for like blueberry bushes and flowers and like carnivorous plants to come and live. And it's dope. And there's these woodpeckers that are all involved. The red cockaded woodpecker. Like, it's... The fire makes the ants have more calcium. And the red cockaded woodpecker eats more ants when it's building eggs because of the calcium from the fire. So it's like this whole ecosystem. But because we built so many roads and buildings and houses and everything, we can't have just burning forests anymore all over the place. And so that ecosystem, there's work to restore it, and it's coming back a little. But the longleaf pine, we need to appreciate it. I have so much more to say about longleaf pines. I could go into their life cycle.
I had to say, which was about the blueberries liking the acidic soil underneath the longleaf pine. Because the pine needles, they lower the pH of the soil ever so slightly.
They're acidic and they're very flammable, which helps with the fire. Blueberries, they're delicious. Because
thrive in our region.
Doing my turtle work, part of our turtle habitat is some longleaf pine savannas.
Turtle work.
And I'll grab blueberries while we're walking by looking for turtles.
Do you feed them to them?
No, I eat them.
Have you ever
But
shared
sometimes we have, set some berries down for the turtles, but you're not really supposed to like interfere with the data or whatever.
Man. I accidentally mowed a turtle last year.
Oh my god.
I love turtles. They're my
Where's
favorite
the
animal.
boo sound effect?
It's somewhere.
Boo!
Did you pause it? Oh. Yeah, it was an accident entirely. And I was sad about it. I cried.
That's
actually.
really sad. I feel bad for you. But also, I feel worse for the turtle.
But I texted you about it right away, and you told me I should. You told me I should atone by giving the next turtle I see a strawberry.
Yeah, they love strawberries. They like red foods. Tomatoes, they love them. Also, they love mushrooms if they're adults. But the juveniles, they prefer meteor foods like earthworms.
Meteor foods? What about
Meteor, not
asteroid
meteors. Oh, we saw a good millipede today and a good earthworm. A juvenile turtle would have had a heyday. I overturned a log behind Will's house, and there was a really fat worm and a nice millipede under there.
Man, I didn't know till recently that there's a bunch of different species of worms down there. They're not all the same.
Nah.
That's crazy. They look the same.
Evolution.
That's racist, I suppose. Wormist.
Speciesist. Oh, Annelida. That's the phylum, I think.
Yeah, and until not too long ago, they were like
No, it's the
plants
class.
and animals, and then way later they were like, oh wait, there's actually bacteria, and then there's this whole other thing that we didn't even know about.
Archaea?
Who the hell are those guys?
Protista?
And they're
Archaea is
like a whole
crazy,
nother
y'all.
thing.
There's ones that can tolerate all this kinds of heat, all this kinds of salt, acid. They're just like freaks, Archaea.
They must be.
They like extreme environments. They're extremophiles. That's what it's called.
What
I feel
but
like
for the
that's what I
grace of
am.
God.
Wait, what?
There, but for the grace of God, go we.
Yes. Will's jamming out. He's in the zone. In the jam zone.
I've forgotten more ideas than I can count at this point.
Worms are cool. Oh, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everybody. That's what I have to say.
Although Hare Krishna deserves a bit more of a oh shit.
Krishna's gonna get you.
I had
oh shit, you're making me.
I had a
Christian.
period of my life when I was hanging out with a few people that would chant. You know, they would
I like a
chant for
good chant.
Hanuman.
Hanuman. Yeah. Chanting is great.
We
No,
didn't.
there's a good Hanuman story. Oh, but I'm forgetting it. Oh, it's something about... Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about him. But I forgot to continue telling you guys earlier about my astrology signs. Because I got my moon sign as an Aries.
Uh-huh. Oh, you got 2 fires.
Rising Sagittarius.
Oh, my God. Triple fire.
I got all 3 of them. There's 3, right?
Yeah, do you have rage issues, perchance?
I suppose I do, especially while driving. No, I mean, it's not like road rage, though. It's like when I'm driving, I'm in my isolated chamber.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That's when I let it all out.
Like Dennis on It's Always Sunny.
I relate to him at times. Yeah, somebody told me it's the Grand Trine, what I have. Because, like, if you look at my chart, my 3 signs are, like, in an equilateral triangle from each other or whatever.
Oh. I learned recently that I'm oh, shit, what was it called? Like a stelliot or something, something. But it's because I have more than 3 planets in Aquarius, the same sign.
Whoa, that's pretty insane.
My sun, rising doesn't count, but my rising is Aquarius. But my Mars, Venus, Sun, Mercury are all in Aquarius.
What's your moon sign?
Libra, so another air sign.
Wow. So you got a little bit of balance.
Yeah,
To balance it out.
a little bit. But,
Reflect all that Aquarius back
yeah,
from the moon, you know, because it reflects the sun's light.
totally. Reflection. What's up with the moon?
Will's Aquarius, too. I was taking pictures of the moon during the day today.
Moon day.
And
Day moon.
I never get over the moon during the day.
I love
It
it.
always looks weird every time.
It's
even
like, why is
though
it
I've been
here?
seeing it my entire life.
It reminds me of
The moon
Another
is supposed
Earth,
to be there
that
at
movie.
night. Yeah. Or Melancholia. Those 2 movies came out like within a year of each other.
I hadn't seen that one.
Another Earth seemed more intriguing to me, but I never saw it, and I did see Melancholia. It's a Lars von Trier joint.
Yeah, I remember seeing it on Netflix all the time.
Mm.
I don't know.
Owen is one of my favorite qualities of Owen is that he knows all the directors. One of my favorite qualities of Kathryn is that she knows all the lyrics to all her favorite songs.
It's true. Not
I-
just my favorite songs.
I didn't mean to say anything bad.
I know the lyrics to songs that I've heard more than a few times.
The chicken to China, the Chinese chicken.
I
You know
mean,
those lyrics?
I know a lot of the lyrics of that song, but that part, the chicken to China, the Chinese chicken, you have a drumstick and your brain starts ticking, watching X-Files with no lights on, the Smoky Man's in this one, the kerosene for them getting frantic, trick. Guaranteed to satisfy. If we were sour minute films, so you don't make films. But if I did, they have a samurai. So go for the vertigo, flying up the backswing. Make me think the wrong thing. I don't know, man.
That kind of thing I everybody when you're mad.
Trying hard not to smile though I feel bad. I'm the kind of guy who laughs at a funeral. Can't understand what I mean, you soon will. I'm just trying to see the way mine. I'm asleep. I had a history of taking off my shirt. It's banned.
I don't know. I've never, after all these years, I never learned what the movie says in the choruses. Because it's different for each chorus. 1 week since you looked at me.
Oh yeah, some of the air, like there's like the carpet. Still got the rug burns on both my knees.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been, yeah, it's been.
I know each of the lines, but not what order they
Yeah.
If I had $1 million.
If I had $1 million.
Sorry, I got us on this copyright.
B&L.
Yeah.
No, I heard a like recent B&L song today. It was kind of weird. He was like, "We gonna be all right. Like we gonna be all right."
Did it have like a trap beat underneath?
No, I liked it. Like I'm not gonna say I didn't like it, but it was not a good song. I'm pretty sure.
It's too bad. I mean, you can only make it so far, I guess.
B&L. Are we still podcasting? Are we supposed to keep talking? Or are you just gonna play? Do we? I feel like I'm out of gas.
No, if you're out of gas, I could go all night, but I started later than you guys. I want to recommend this movie to you guys called I Shot Andy Warhol. You ever seen it?
I've heard of it. I have not seen it.
It's from 1995.
I think I
by
torrented it at one
Mary
time.
Herron.
No,
She directed American Psycho.
more than 7 years ago. Do what?
It's by the director of American Psycho,
Mm.
who's a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And she associates with lesbians. I don't know much about her. I don't know if she's a lesbian or
So
not.
does Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah. And it's about Valerie Solanas, who wrote like a manifesto in the 60s.
Love a good
The
manifesto.
Scum Manifesto, and Scum stands for the Society for Cutting Up Men.
Oh, yeah.
And she's just this larger-than-life personality. It's kind of similar to... It reminded me a lot of, like, The King of Comedy.
Yeah.
The Scorsese movie.
Oh, now I'm kind of remembering what I knew about that movie.
'Cause
Yeah,
she's
I
like
want to
this-
see it.
She's like a relentless hustler. She's like printing off zines the whole
Yeah.
movie, and she's like selling them to people on the street. And she's like, "Come on, give me 50 cents, give me a quarter, give me $1." And she's like, "I'll suck your cock." So yeah, she's like a political lesbian, and she thinks men are like biologically inferior.
Nice.
And she's got this whole like radical feminist manifesto. But she's a sex worker to make money, to make ends meet. It's in New York in the 60s.
Literally.
And she's just got this huge personality played by Lily Taylor, and she's, got one of those New York accents.
Oh, I love that.
New York. I don't know if it's Brooklyn or Bronx or Queens or Staten Island.
Subtle differences.
I have no
I don't
freaking
know.
clue.
I know if they sound like Ghostface Killer or, what's his name?
I fucking so your asshole.
Feed you.
That's Staten Island.
No, he's from
If
Queens.
you're Rosie Perez, you sound like the Bronx. Or so I hear. I've only been to Brooklyn and Manhattan, and I went on the Staten Island ferry because it's
Oh
the
no,
cheapest.
Harlem and the
free-
Bronx are cool.
You can see the Statue of Liberty from the Staten Island ferry for free.
Oh, nice.
So when I went this fall.
Wait, I think I did that. Yeah.
We just went to Staten Island and back. But yeah, so she's played by Lily Taylor, and she shoots Andy Warhol, and that's not a spoiler because it starts in media res.
And it's in the title.
Starts with her shooting him. And Michael Imperioli is in it. As one of Andy Warhol's guys in the factory.
Oh yeah, the factory. Watch out for that.
But I think you'd like the colorful characters and the New York vibe.
I do love a New York vibe.
And the independent spirit.
Love independent spirit as well.
Oh, and so I think the main character, and she's got a Robert Pupkin kind of vibe, King of Comedy. Or Travis Bickle, she's not necessarily a good person. For example, she shoots Andy Warhol. But she's also a little bit of a TERF, She's women.
Yeah.
She's the Y chromosome is an inferior X. It's an incomplete chromosome. She's reproduction without men is possible and necessary.
That's true for some salamanders.
Yeah. You hear about how the
Actually,
Ray,
you need the men.
the Ray at the North Carolina aquarium is pregnant, even though there were no male rays in the tank. So they think it might have been a shark that impregnated the Ray. But anyway, meanwhile, Valerie Solanas is as portrayed in the film. Her best friend is Candy Darling, the famous, I guess, trans woman from the Andy Warhol factory. I don't know the story of Candy Darling except for that. I mean, this is the millennial in me, but that St. Vincent did that song about her in 2021 or something like that on her Daddy's Home album, Did you hear that one?
Maybe.
That's my other recommendation, the Daddy's Home album by St. Vincent, where she wears a blonde wig in that era. She's like David Bowie. She's got her eras.
Yes.
Taylor Swift didn't invent eras. David Bowie invented eras. And it was developed further by Prince.